All right. It's a beautiful evening today. Um, I'm going to dwell on two topics, and they are why do we define health the way we define health? And then we want to demystify what they call natural products from the orthodox products, medications, as it were. Now, let me start with health. As I have defined before, we talk about the mental well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being, and social well-being. All of us know what physical well-being is. It has to do when you have an accident, you have a headache, you have stroke, you have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have cancer, and it affects your physical body, what you can feel. But when we say mental health, it has to do with your relationship with one another. It has to do with your ability to actually be productive in the society, your ability to interact with one another. It has to do with your brain and how you interact with people. The psychological well-being has to do with the mental health, but here there's a relationship with your ability to actually interact with people and your ability to actually sense your environment and interact with the environment, your insight, as it were. Then we talk about a social well-being. This has to do with your social life, ranging from your friends, relationship with your friends, relationship with your wife, relationship with your husband, your children, and people around you in your workplace and your church, everything. These whole four components has a whole lot of role to play in your physical well-being. And so when you come to the hospital, we are not only concerned about your physical well-being, we're concerned about all of this. It's very important that you know that all of these have influence on your health. So sometimes you may be actually coming to the hospital thinking that you have one physical problem, but your problem is actually social. The problem is actually mental or psychological, meaning that if we are able to solve your social issues, you may not actually need to take any drug. Or if we're able to solve the psychological issues you have, you may not actually need to take any drug. Or we're able to solve the mental issues you have, you may not be actually need any drug. So it's not everything that you actually come to the hospital for that we have to give you drug. Because to begin with, all drugs are poison or to proven otherwise. I think you should understand that. So just going to the counter and say, give me this and give me this, I have this, that's very wrong because drugs could become poison to you if you do not use them rationally. Meaning that if you just feel, okay, I have, my mouth is somehow, and then you just say, give me antibiotics. What are you taking antibiotics for? Antibiotics can kill other organisms in the body that are actually called commensals, meaning that they live with you, they do not cause any harm to you, but, they actually enjoy or benefit from you, okay? So those organisms protect you when they are in your body. And if you remove them from the body, other organisms can come that will now become disease-causing organisms. And so we have to be very careful about drugs. I want to demystify, particularly now I'm talking about drug, what they call natural products, and then we talk about the orthodox products. Before I go there, I want to tell you that anything that is synthesized, put in a bottle, and then is allowed to stay for more than 24 hours without going bad is no more natural product. The reason is that you have passed through a process of, processing it in the industry, turning what is supposedly a plant product into something that you can drink, and then you preserve it because every plant or animal product is biodegradable, meaning that if it stay in the environment for a while, after a while, it will get rotten. It will get rotten, lose its color, lose its texture, and then become sand. It will start smelling and then become sand. So it's biodegradable. Organisms can have it, and they become useless. So every biodegradable will go bad if left more than 24 hours without preservation. And if you process something out of a plant, just the component that you think is useful, and then you turn it into something that people can drink, it is no more natural because it's not preserved, because you've removed the component that you think is useful from the real plant. What we say natural product is when I go outside, pluck a bitter leaf because I believe it's useful to me and I drink it. Or I pluck almond tree or the leaf of almond tree, I wash it and I drink it, or the one of mango tree or dogoyaro or whatever. Those ones you can say natural product because you boil it and drink it immediately. But the one that you preserve is not a natural product. Now let me tell you, the drug chloroquine was gotten from the cinchona tree. Are you going to say that drug is natural product? It was synthesized from cinchona tree. The antibiotics, penicillins, they are gotten from the mushrooms that we all know. Are you going to say because they are gotten from the mushrooms, they are natural products? What about morphine? They are gotten from the mofa tree, all right? So are you going to call it a natural product? What about the artemisinin, which will now use major antibiotics that you have, major anti-malaria that you have today? It's gotten from an antimycin tree in China. There's something that they have been using in China. So are you going to call that natural product? Now, what I'm trying to tell you in essence is that all the drugs that they call natural products, in as far as they are passed through the industry for processing, and they have been preserved, and they have been formed into something, added this and added that and added that, they are no more natural products, they are now drugs. Everything that enters the body that modifies your physiology, your biochemistry, to achieve a result is a drug. And that is why we call marijuana or marijuana a drug. We call alcohol a drug because it has the influence on your body. It could modify your physiology, change your physiology, and make you have another physiological state following the consumption of that drug. So we must understand that there are no natural products in the sense of what they are saying, and there are no drugs that actually will cause so much harm in the sense of what they are saying. The drugs that actually are very useful to us are the drugs that have passed through process of testing, usually in a small group of animals, after the animals that have the same systems like humans, and then you bring it to a small set of humans, and then you go to a small group of people, maybe in a small society, and then you go to a country. From the country, you pick people from across the continent, do testing on all of them, because we have genetic components that make us act differently to different drugs. So it is very important for us to know that what they call natural products are not really natural products. They are actually drugs in the sense of it. Let me tell you another thing. If you take common vitamin C and you overuse vitamin C, it could cause problems to you. If you take paracetamol more than is necessary, it could cause problems to you. Any of the drug, including water, the water that is just a beautiful thing that God created. If you take too much of water, it will cause problems to you. If you take too much of oxygen, it could cause oxygen toxicity. So you see that everything that God created, everything that a man takes in must be taken in moderation at optimal doses as the body needs. So anything that you take beyond what your body needs becomes injurious to the body, because the body has, in chemistry, there's what we call the Le Chatelier principle, where the body is like a system and the body wants to maintain an order, what we call homeostasis, maintain an order. No matter what happens, the order is maintained. If anything acts to bring a change in that order, the body acts in such a way to restore the order, and that's the Le Chatelier principle. This works for the system we are living in as the world is. It works in us as humans, that our body maintains the internal milieu. We call it internal milieu, the system inside our body. The body tends to maintain it to ensure that the amount of water we have per time in our body is maintained, such that if the water is too much, you pee faster. If the water is not enough, you drink water faster. You are thirsty, you want to go and drink water. So the body maintains this. So we must understand these principles. And so when we understand it to this extent, we could not tell ourselves that this drug is not necessary and this drug is not necessary. We could not say we need to see a doctor before we take a drug. Now let me tell you another thing. That a patient took a particular drug. Let's say he was having headache And a doctor now told him, go and take cocodamol. And he took cocodamol and it helped him. Doesn't mean when you take cocodamol, it may be helpful to you. It may be that you have a genetic modification that will respond to that cocodamol with some reaction. And that alone will make you become a patient after taking cocodamol. So, because of our genetic component that is different, every patient is peculiar in its presentation or her presentation. So we must understand this so that we can know how to take care of our health, especially for the elderly people. For the young people, it's very easy for you to excrete your drug because everything that you take in must be excreted. But for the older people, it takes slower time for them to excrete their drugs. For the young, very young people, like less than 5-year-old, it's also very slow for them to excrete their drug because their organs are just coming up, not just maturing. You know, for the elderly, their organs are dwindling. All right, so we must understand these peculiarities about ourselves so that we can take care of ourselves very well, so that we can live healthy. For us living healthy, you need the right information, and that's why I'm doing health education and health promotion this period of time. I'm going to be doing much more of them. And the next section I'm going to do, I will ensure it's interactive so that we can ask questions. And then we could actually, interact, intellectual intercourse, and discuss with one another and see areas that we can improve our health. So please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll be getting more information on your health, on the importance of maintaining a sound health, the importance of the information you're getting so that you can actually live healthy and be more productive in the society, because a healthy man is a wealthy man. And if you're not healthy, you cannot do anything. Your productivity becomes zero. Because a man in the hospital lying on the bed can do nothing, no matter how important or useful his brain may be. So once more, like, share, subscribe, and follow Dr. Aja Harrison Health Talk. God bless you, and have a beautiful night.